not extravagant at all. You know, my son always says, "You still have the same nickel you made."
Okay, your story, little.
My story.
Yes. Your story. Difficult?
No, my story. I married at 18 and had my first child, I was 19, and had 3 children. Always wanted to become a nurse, but I was having children, so I couldn't go back to school. And when I was 28, I had cancer of the uterus, and so I had a big operation, and they took everything out from my body, and that was very, very hard for me. And then I realized that I wouldn't get pregnant, and so I decided I was going to start to school and become a nurse now. So I started, and took me a few years, but I became a nurse.
You born in America?
Yeah, I was born in America in October 23rd, 1934. And today I'm...
City, name?
83. I was born in Lincoln Park, Michigan.
Okay.
And I was the baby of... My mother had the 5 children. I was the last one.
Last.
Yeah, I just made it.
Grow up.
Yeah.
Okay, you operation?
Yeah.
21?
28. 28. And I've had a lot of arthritis, and so I've had many surgeries. I've had 19 surgeries. 19. I had both my knees replaced, but it doesn't seem to stop me. You know, I feel good, and I have no pain, and I do everything everybody else does, and I have a good time. And my son was very allergic, couldn't breathe in Michigan with the humidity, and we went on a road trip vacation to Colorado, and he could breathe there and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I can breathe, Mom." I go, "Wow." So I said, "Well, we're gonna move to Colorado," and we saved money and went there and found a piece of land. My husband was a builder. He was very good.
Husband, where from?
He was from Canada, Windsor, Ontario.
American?
No, Italian.
Italian?
His mother and father both from Italy, and he had one sister. Well, I guess he had a brother too that died, yeah. And one brother and himself. Yeah. His name was Gildo Livio Belle.
Gildo.
And so after 28 years of marriage, he had some big health problem with his mind.
Train.
And yeah, and
Your life train.
he couldn't take life anymore. He said, "I don't want to be married. I don't want any responsibility. I just want..."
Your name born? What?
Rita. I was born and baptized Rita Veronica.
Veronica?
Veronica.
Aluaș?
What?
Melian?
Milian.
Melian.
Yeah. And my sister is Victoria Valeria. And my brother is Michael Daniel.
Michael.
Daniel. and David Howard.
David Howard.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have Colorado moved.
Yeah, I moved to Colorado. And I designed myself a passive solar house and won an award for it. Was a very good design, very good. I like to design and create. I'm good for that. I became a nurse too.
You like?
Yeah. Yeah. Like to sew and make and design and bake and cook and all that stuff. Yeah. And so anyway, he filed for divorce and moved out. So children 3. We had 3 children.
Stay with you?
No, they were pretty much grown. One was married already, living in Florida, Mary Catherine, and another one was living in Arizona working, and Anthony was with us, just him. And I stayed there and lived on a ranch with Max for 10 years. And I was riding horses and moving cattle and immunizing and ear tagging and branding and living on the ranch, on the farm.
You learn language Romanian? Your
What?
children? Language?
No,
Romanian?
Nobody speaks anything but English.
You speak language?
I don't speak Romanian.
Yes, but your children?
No.
No?
No, they don't speak Romanian. They didn't have any contact with Romania language.
Story Joseph need your
Oh, my story of Joseph.
you found it.
Yeah, Anthony was leaving Colorado, and so he went to Arizona, and he had met a girl and was pregnant. And had this little boy, Joseph, and the mother was a drug addict. She was very bad. And so they had a big problem right away, and they weren't married, but they were just living together, but they had a big problem, and she was like maniac. She would pull a cupboard off of the wall and throw it. Yeah, crazy. So she she took Joseph and left, went somewhere. We didn't know where she went.
Anthony now go to church for the father.
No. And my girl Angela and Kitty are now going to church, I hear, which is a big surprise. They weren't going to church, but I hear they're going to church now. Anthony is not going to church.
Okay. She have a son, Joseph.
Yeah, so he had the son, Joseph.
Not speak you, Joseph? Anthony? You know?
Yeah, I knew he had a son. But then she took him away, and they were trying to find him. They were living in Arizona. I was living in Colorado. So I wasn't there. And
broken.
Yeah.
Broken family.
Yeah, broken family. And then I don't know, maybe he was 5, 6 years old, something.
Wow.
And his we didn't know where he was, and it was just kind of gone, you know. And I always prayed every day that I would find him somewhere. And so I was on the radio listening all the time and talking, and he'd say, if you call this number, you're going to win this prize, something. I go, oh, I'm going to call. So I call. I go, hi, it's Rita BELLE. I said, I'm calling to tell you da-da-da-da-da, So, okay. It's Rita BELLE. I'm calling, He says, do you have a son named Anthony BELLE? And I said, yeah, I do. And he said, oh my gosh. He said, I married Katie's sister. That was Anthony's girlfriend that got pregnant, Katie. And he said, that is such a wild family. I said, oh my gosh. I said, I've been looking for Joseph for years, 16 years. And he said, oh, he's living up in Mayer, Arizona. I go, oh, in the, like a village, a very small little town he lives. I go, you gotta be kidding me. So a friend of mine was a principal of the school, like super principal of the school. And I said, can we find through the books or through the things, Joseph Thompson, because she didn't use Anthony's name. His name is Joseph Thompson.
You make happy.
Yeah. So I found him and I called him and I said, hi, this is your grandma. I said, I've been looking for you for years. And he goes, you have? And I said, yeah. And I was so excited to hear him. And so I got together. I drove up. It was a good hour and a half drive. Beautiful place up. Just like this is beautiful. So I went up there and saw him. And we became close, we're close. And
have children? Yeah, Joseph.
Joseph just had a son, and named him Joseph. Another Joseph. Yeah. And he has 3 sisters, and all 4 of them have a different father. So you see, she was on drugs and sex, and so Joseph hasn't had much direction or like your father is so stable, and he hasn't had any of that. And there was the 4 women and just him. He's I think a little bit strange, but because the way he was raised and how he lived, just like you are strange for me and I'm strange for you,
Yes.
It's like, why does she wear this? Why does she do that? Why does she see this? Why does she think that?
They now friends, no?
Who?
Yeah, Joseph and you.
Oh, yeah.
Spoken every day, no?
Yeah, we're speaking, yeah.
Speak.
Yeah.
Okay, and your life continued?
Continue.
You move in Arizona?
Yeah.
Broken family?
Yeah, broken family. Now my 2 girls live in Michigan with their father, and my son still lives in Arizona, and I'm living alone. I've been living alone for a long time, and I'm a Eucharistic minister at church. I give communion. I go to Mass every day. My faith is everything. Everything is my faith. If something goes wrong, I say, well, Lord, how does this work into the picture? Let's see, why is this happening now? What do you have in mind for me to do? Help me to know where you want me to go and not to go, and what to do. And so this last trip here, Andrea had called me and said they were going to, do the church, because I had given her money to fix that church that was so bad. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
And so the bishop was going to be coming, she said, and they were going to dedicate the church on the 23rd of October. And would I come? And I go, again, you know, I'm not going to spend monies to go to Romania for dedication. That's crazy, you know. I said, well, I'm going to pray about it. I'll see, you know, what happens. And so I did, and I thought, well, if there's some good can come of this, maybe. I said, well, I'm going to call Habitat and see if there's a job in Romania on October 23rd, somewhere there. And I called, and there was.
You work Habitat?
Yeah, this was
How many?
9 years I've done it.
Okay.
Yeah, but you see, I have.
You like it?
Huh?
You like?
Yeah, I have a heart for the poor and the homeless.
You have many here, but no like. You like?
Yeah, and I do nursing for the poor and uninsured. The homeless, I do nursing for, and I don't get paid. I volunteer. But anyway, they had this trip going, and he says, yeah, and it ends on the 23rd. And I go, oh my gosh, it was perfect. I could work 2 weeks and then go to Andreas for, you know. I go, huh. I guess you're giving me a sign that that's where you want me to go. You have a job for me. So,
Your expression? Who like it? Expression.
what expression do I like?
Yes.
What you think about, you bring about.
Think about, bring about.
Right?
Right.
What you think about, you bring about.
Okay, you, my mother, later. No? Read.
Oh,
Later.
well, no, your mother wrote me quite a few years
Mother Joana.
after.
1981 am început noi să corespundăm. Angela and you come Romania.
Yeah, we did. In 1981.
1980.
1981.
Yes.
We came back.
First.
Yeah, that was the first trip back.
And many years. Read. You.
Oh, well, I'm back to this trip now. So here was a habitat trip, so I could go to the dedication, and I'm getting ready to go to Romania, and what happened? Nastasia died. I go, oh my gosh, I'm going back there to be at to help them, to support them after such a, happened. Wow. And then I left Andreas on Saturday, the 19th, and we're driving the road, and here's the fire trucks going, woo, that way, and we're going this way.
Yes.
Wow. And they were going to Sebeș. We didn't know, but there was when Ioana's house was at.
You first come back Romania. You must go America. Die your father.
Yeah.
How here come back you Romanian? 2029.
How
You
old?
first visit Romania.
How old was I?
Yes, and how year?
And what? Well, we already said it was 1981, so I'd have to figure out. I was born in 34, 44, 54, 64, 74, 84. You know, like 50 years. And we were going to go to Greece too,
Greece?
and Italy with Angela.
Okay.
And so
Visit Europe.
yeah.
In Transylvania, the breeze is very good, no? Breathe.
Oh yeah. It's just like Michigan. It's the same thing as Michigan. I do better in Arizona now, where it's dry and hot.
Do you construction in cemetery in your father? You Podushan. You from construction truthfully fight.
Oh, to make the monuments?
Monuments, you.
Yeah, I like to design. I told you that. And then I designed the bench.
How? You come back Romanian?
Yeah, wasn't it last couple years now? Yeah, and I had this idea because my father has a monument. I was going to get one for me, and
But your children,
Nikolai and they just had a cross, you know, with metal. And I go, that's not good. They need to have their name too and their date. They have to be recognized. And I thought, well, what, you want to buy 3 monuments? I go, no, that's waste not, want not. I go, that's not a good idea. I think, what could I do? I go, they're going to be working on the Podushan. It's hot. They might want to say a prayer for my father or for me. I think I'm going to make a bench for them to sit down and rest. And then I put their names on it, on the bench.
but your children not one, no?
My children, what?
Now want you construction temple in Romania.
Yeah, they don't care.
Okay.
No, they don't care at all. They don't visit graves. They're different. They're not. I'm more like the Romanian.
Your soul,
Yeah.
your heart,
Yes.
your mind.
Right.
Okay. And last you.
Let's stop for now.
Okay. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And love God, love people, love
life.
life. Doamne ajută.
Wow.
Doamne ajută.
Wow.
God bless
Să
him.
fie Domnul.
God bless. God bless.
And Mary.
Tu, părintele,
Doamne ajută.
God bless.